Hey guys, so for day 4 of Halloween nails, I am going to be doing that viral 3D nail trend that's going around this year. I saw it a few times last year too, but this year it's really picked up and I feel like everyone's doing it, but I think it's super cute and a fun way to do ghosts. So to start off, I'm taking the white from Ball Pit and I'm applying this to all of the nails. I do 2 coats of this and I cure each coat for 60 seconds. And this is a super easy design. Beginners can do it. It's also pretty quick too. I mean, you can add on more details if you want. I'm just doing it pretty basic, but I have seen people do little bows and stuff. I've also seen someone, they made it look like the ghost's eyes were bleeding. Like they took red gel polish and put it on the eyes and then took their top coat and just swiped it down the nail, which was really cool looking. But like I said, I'm just doing the most basic ghost design, with the little face and the little blush and then the rhinestone glue to make it like the ghost effect. And I have mostly been seeing it done on oval nails or stiletto nails. That's why I went with the almond shape. But I did just recently see someone do it on square nails, and it looks really good on square nails too. So this is a design you could do on any shape of nail and any length of nail. Now I'm coming in with the black from Ball Pit and I don't from Ball Pit to do the little ghost face. So I'm just taking my dotting tool with the black, dotting on the eyes, and then I also dot on the mouth. I kind of make it like a oval shape, so I take my dotting tool and just kind of drag it down a little bit to create that oval. And then I use I don't for the little blush on the ghosts. I think I go in and do the face first and then on all of them and then cure that for 60 seconds and then do the little blush on the ghosts with that I don't color, but I just dot them on the same way that I dotted on the eyes on the ghost. This color I'm using for the blush is so light. Like, it's a super sheer pink color. And it honestly, at this point in the video, it looks like I'm not even like adding anything onto the nail. It kind of just looks like I'm taking maybe like some top coat and just dotting that onto the nail. You can kind of see a little bit of the color at this point in the video, but not really. Like, it is a super, like I said, super sheer pink. Perfect for blush on any type of characters, especially like ghosts. But you can definitely see it at the end when I'm finished, when you get to see like the close up of the nails and like the finishing shots and stuff. You can kind of see the pink color, but not very much. It's kind of hard to see. Now I'm just taking my shiny top coat from LGN and top coating all of the nails. I did this because the rhinestone glue that I'm going to be using is a no wipe rhinestone glue, and I thought that, I don't know, I thought I was making things easier on myself by like top coating first and then doing the rhinestone glue afterwards. But when I finished the nails, I kind of wish I hadn't top coated the nails at this point, because, well, I'll explain that when I get to it. I just feel like it probably would have ended up looking a teensy bit better if I would have top coated after doing the rhinestone glue. So now I'm just taking this squeeze gummy jelly from eNail Couture. I could have used it straight out of the bottle because it does have that like nozzle tip, and that might have made it a little bit easier, but also these nails are kind of small, and I was like, the amount of gel that's gonna come out of that tube might be too much. But then once I started doing this with my liner brush, I'm using a 9mm liner brush here, and I'm just taking a glob of the rhinestone glue and making like a little dot and then dragging it up the same way you would do for like drips, like blood drips or slime drips or whatever, to create the little like ruffly ghost body. And if I felt like I needed to, I would flip it over to kind of make the glue be raised up, or the glue be raised up a little more to give it more of that 3D effect. But like I was saying, I thought about just squeezing straight from the tube onto the nail, but I thought it was going to be too much. But then once I started doing it, I felt like the amount that I was putting on there wasn't enough. Like, I needed more. So as you see, as I go through the nails, I do larger globs of the rhinestone glue because, like I said, the nails are small, but I feel like the bigger the glue part, the little ruffly part or whatever is, I think it looks a little better, at least in my opinion. So like I said, I was trying to make them bigger as I went along, like use more glue, make that little glob there at the bottom be a little bit bigger so I could get a little more of the drag up and like just make them a little more pronounced, if that makes any sense. So like I said earlier, I top coated first because I was like, I mean, the rhinestone glue that I'm using is already a no wipe. I can just go ahead, top coat the nail now, and then do the 3D part. And then once I cure that, be done with the nail, and then that's it. But I feel like I should have top coated afterwards because it would have smoothed everything out and would have made it look a little more seamless. Because, you know, when you top coat over 3D stuff, it does kind of tone down the 3D effect a little bit because it kind of fills in like any gaps and like the ridges and a little bit. So I felt like adding the top coat after would have just like blended it all together a little more. It kind of looks a little detached in my opinion. And it's kind of hard to see here because it's like clear going on top of white, but when you see it at the end, you can really see what I mean by it kind of just looks detached almost. And then I also started seeing people they either would do the rhinestone glue first and then paint over the nail, or they would do like a layer of the white, then the rhinestone glue, and then another layer of the white over top the rhinestone glue. And I think that looks even better because it really blends the rhinestone glue in with the actual nail. It also, if you end up getting air bubbles in your rhinestone glue, which I did on a couple of the little blobs here, it kind of, you know, the air bubbles kind of take away from the like ghost look of it. So if you do paint over them, like it's all just going to be white and it's going to look more ghost like because there's not that air bubble. Although I will say the air bubbles that I got were super small, so like you can't tell unless you're looking super up close at them. Like from a distance you're not going to see it at all, but if you are really like up close and looking at them and like really inspecting them, then you're going to see these little air bubbles. And like ghosts don't really have air bubbles on them. So I think if I were to do this again, I would do like the layer of white and then do the rhinestone glue and then do another layer of white and then paint on the little ghost face and then top coat it. I think that would just look a little bit better and just make the entire nail be one instead of look a little disconnected like I said mine kind of do. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but after I finished these little rhinestone stripes on the nail, I would immediately put it in the lamp to cure for 60 seconds. Well, I was flash curing in between. Like I would do that middle glob there and then I would flash cure that to hold it in place, and then I would do like the two on the sides there, flash cure that, do the two on the other side, flash cure that, and then do the full 60-second cure. And then once all of that was cured, this set was done. And this is the finished result. Like I said, I do think they are super cute, but I should have either just top coated afterwards or apply like another layer of white over the rhinestone glue just to kind of make it blend a little more, because it does kind of look a little disconnected and not flowy. I hope that makes sense. Like, I don't know, it just like it looks good all together and it like goes together, but it just seems a little, I don't know, choppy. Disconnected is like the best way that I feel like I can describe it. But like I said, they're still super cute and they're super fun. This is a very easy design to do. You could do all 5 of you, or all 10 of your nails, or 5 if you're only doing one hand, with the ghost design here, or you can like mix it with other types of nail sets or whatever. But I do think this is so cute. Like, this is a super cute design and a fun new way to do ghosts and like give them a little added extraness to them just by adding that 3D on there. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.